I've been sick recently from what you can hear in my voice throughout the video. I'm slowly getting better, so if I get 100 subscribers and 200 likes on this video, I will stream Five Nights at Freddy's on Halloween night. And throughout the month, I will continue playing Dead Rising. Enjoy the video. One of the most badass and influential horror games out there, covered by just about everybody, and for good reason. While definitely showing its age at times, it's still a legendary first-person shooter. Its creator, Monolith, has created one of the most visually stunning psychological thrillers on the original Xbox. Monolith was inspired by legendary films such as Silence of the Lambs, Seven, and Saw, clearly wearing their inspirations on their sleeve, with a federal agent of some kind trying to stop a serial killer, and not shying away from the dirty, disgusting atmosphere that creates. Not just walking there and seeing a cutscene. No, you solve it yourself. Kinda. Just like the agents from the movies. I can't prove it, but it feels like a prototype for Batman Arkham Asylum. But I can prove that there are two people who definitely took these influences and put them in the fear, just by looking at some of the visuals. Jason Hall, former CEO of Monolith, who joined Warner Brothers to become VP of Operations at the Warner Brothers game division, and was a part of trying to make the film's concept a reality. With people like Kurt Sutter, executive producer of the well-regarded television series The Shield, to write the script for the film that was to be called Species X. The earlier drafts of the script indicated that the film will be a drama about a police officer who realizes he might be from another world. Variety indicated that the plan is to introduce the universe in Condemned Criminal Origins, followed by a movie that will come out at the same time as the sequel game that expands the universe. Hall indicated that the script involves the protagonist cop questioning during the course of a murder investigation who he is as a man, until he realizes he's not a man. A tug of war emerges among a fraction of good and evil aliens. You may not believe this, but it never happened.
These contestants were already dead. Each was on death row. After 30 hours, I'll set the last one left alive.
That's a different movie. I can't find any more info on the project other than it never came out. And most of the alternative names I look up show different movies. So, it never went any further than the idea phase. Ethan is a member of the SCU, a unit specifically designed to hunt down and capture serial killers. He's equipped with the training and know-how to fight and hunt down these killers. Being equipped with forensic tools, which means just pressing T and pulling out the tool you need for the current situation. Using all these tools periodically to remotely send information to your partner Rosa to use in SCU's database to solve the murders. While it sounds like you're just using these tools at each and every crime scene, you'd be wrong. It has far more uses than that, like following blood trails, footprints, finding dead and polluted animals, even finding clues written on the walls that can only be seen using UV lights. But that's not all. With the grungy atmosphere, Ethan will be using weapons like shovels, sledgehammers, crowbars, and fire axes to progress at times, using them to access secret areas to get an edge in the next fight. Usually it's just a tool to open a door, so a fire axe is just a weaponized key, but a key nonetheless. Good thing they're the most powerful weapons in the game, except for guns. Pistols, shotguns, and submachine guns, all very powerful and deadly to use and fight against. Like Dead Rising, you're picking up random items off the walls and floor to fight off enemies. Except you'll be fighting drug-using bums filled to the brim with murderous contempt in condemned buildings instead of zombies. Being a bit more dangerous because they can think and feel pain, but just don't give a fuck. And are willing to fight to the death. While respecting what you're able to do, because they can do the same. The combat never feels unfair because of this. I mean, unless this shit happens. Under the simplest of concepts of bums fighting to the death with anything they can find, it goes where you naturally perceive it to go. Use what you find and beat a violent bum to death with it. With a simple striking mechanic, somewhat being manipulated by where you're moving. Like Dark Sector. We can parry attacks. It's our only real defense other than trying to walk out of a bum's attack range. Every bum, mannequin to disguise, girl from the ring, and Spider-Man have to obey the same rules as you in combat. Having to attack, block, and run like a bitch. Enemies try not to fight you directly when you can overpower them with a gun or a fire axe. So until they get a better weapon, or outnumber you, or just surprise you, they will try to run away to find a better way to kill you. If you're carrying a fire axe, they don't really want to fight toe to toe with a bladed weapon, so they'll hide around the corner so they can get a perfect hit on you. When you run into a lot of bums, that's when the fights get tactical. The psychos can attack each other, so bottleneck them, force them to fight each other, play defensive, and watch them fight each other. When you can, use your secret and best weapon, the taser. Taser stuns enemies so you can steal their weapons, get in free hits, and stop a hobo with a shotgun from fucking you up. Take advantage of everything you can because on the hard difficulty, they don't care. Remember, what you do, they can do, and they will fuck you up. And that's not including when they're doing feints to make you block, early to beat you with a sledgehammer. When they have the advantage, oh boy, they'll come at you like a 25-year-old Mike Tyson fresh out of prison.
He's gonna hang on, or they'll stop the fight. Down he goes.
So never feel bad about letting the enemies infight or abusing the taser mechanics, making some of the tougher encounters simplistic. Never forget, guns are a massive priority, doing insane damage. That makes anyone with them your prime target. Thank God we got this taser, so we can steal that shit. Because guns do insane damage in anyone's hands, so let's do that damage instead of taking that damage. The title of the game, Condemned, is a double entendre for the state of Ethan being condemned by the police and the places the game takes place in being actually condemned. So let's talk about the locations. The game starts with Ethan arriving at a crime scene in some abandoned apartment complex. A great place to learn the mechanics of Condemned, fighting bums with pipes after losing our gun. Then we got subway stations. While chasing our stalker, we go underground with creepy, malnourished people running around killing people at will. After being thrown from the subway train we finally got onto, we arrive at claustrophobic sewers. Cause what's worse than the American sewer system to fight bums in? Then we reach an abandoned department store. That is the home base for the mannequin killer. This is where he gets his parts from. With a lot of psychos running around in weird masks, pretending to be mannequins. Then we got the city streets during a crime wave.
This is the Metro Police. Disperse immediately.
We got an abandoned library. And of course, an abandoned school because horror game. And finally, our last place, an abandoned orchard. Notice the theme? Being abandoned, everything starts to feel like there could be anything around the corner. Usually because there is. And you just saw somebody walking away. There's always someone around the corner, and that's how you feel. If you hear a loud noise, someone might be there, screaming "fuck you" around the corner while smashing your head in with a steel pipe. Because of this, the scares hit a bit harder, since all the strange noises you hear might actually be a violent ambush. When you're hearing the people above you making loud noises, then having a dead body fall down the stairs with a note saying to leave. It really sets the tone. The environments are all about logical setup to establish the scares. Like when you're trying to find a fire axe to open up a door, but when you go downstairs, it's missing from its holder. You go a little bit further on, and you watch a girl run away after smashing it into a steam pipe. Something is driving these homeless psychos to violence, and Ethan might be corrupted by its influence. There is something out there showing you visions, corrupting and poisoning the minds of more than just the people. Like the marker in Dead Space, it's destroying the mind and body of everything it influences. To the point you have no idea if it's in your mind playing tricks on you, and if that enemy attack was even real. Did I just get locked in here? What the fuck is going on? SCU agent Ethan Thomas is looking for a serial killer known as the Mannequin Killer. You are framed for the murder of 2 cops, and with the help of your friend Rosa and your investigative skills, you'll have to prove that you are not the murderer. A friend of your father Malcolm warns you that the police are coming to arrest you and stalls them, allowing you to escape.
The police.
Damn. Take your bag and head across to the metro station. I will meet you later.
Agent Thomas, you know you're in there. Open up now.
Ethan, you must trust me. I am here to help. Now go.
As you hunt down the man that framed you, you start to see how you were stalked by a serial killer of serial killers. That reminds me of something. Hey, look, a new season of Dexter's coming out. While hunting down the ultimate predator, Ethan starts to lose his sanity, little by little. But not only Ethan is losing his mind, the people are too. With the police barely holding out against this bum crime wave. Soon after, there is a revelation that something is wrong with Ethan Thomas, and the government seems to want to keep tabs on him. Might have something to do with why he is the target from the police and this psycho killer. I don't want to ruin any more of the story, and where it goes, while not as crazy as games like Fear, it goes places and answers a lot of questions, while giving you more to ask. I mean, there is a sequel and almost a movie franchise. While a classic, this game does have problems, like this campaign being very short, and the easiest way to obtain this now is through Steam. The Steam port isn't exactly good either, taking a lot to get running well. While I never had crashes, it was a pain in the ass to get the right resolutions. And I never got the controller support to work. But for the price, and a great game to play during a Halloween season, I think it's worth it.